Vince McMahon gets TKO'd. TKO is taking away his puppy. He's taking away his sunshine. He's taking away his creative freedom. They went all with Triple H, and they're slowly but surely getting rid of him. And, you know, Vince is very wealthy, okay? Let's not lie. I know a lot of WWE fans, they dream of being wealthy. They think Vince's success is their success. Vince McMahon, with his mustache, he doesn't have to worry about cash, and that's good for him. But he loves and breathes and eats being WWE creative. And they were so confident in that meeting with his pencil mustache. They're like, don't worry, we'll never get rid of you, Vince. We'll never. You're our guy, Vince. You'll always be a part of the company. And you know creative was so important to him. And now he's getting TKO'd out. And here's the thing. I bet you during this sales pitch, they're like, well, we kept Dana White in charge. Look, we bought the UFC and Dana White's still in charge. And Vince is like, God damn right, I'm going to be in charge just like Dana.
Yeah, I figured they made the pitch of something like, we see you in the role similar to Dana.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm on board. So,
that sounds great for me. Also, can I have input on creative? That's a can-do for us, Vince.
Sure, we'll give it a shot. 10 seconds in. So, I don't know. It's one of those things. He's had an up and down path. Some people worship the ground he walks on. Some people think he is the devil. I think he's somewhere in between. A bit of a survivalist. Always changing his story. Always changing his backstory. But this has to hurt. Just be like, yeah, you're just not in charge of creative. Triple H full on. And not only that, but there's also been reports that they're going to probably try to phase him out of the company completely. They're saying like, oh, our stock price is low because of him, which I don't know if they could physically point to a point where that happened, but that's like your.
Well, he is a negative detractor that comes up for them the most, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is, Dana White had that reputation in media, but I think Vince went a little bit farther than Dana has ever gone.
Well, also you had Vince overstepping and doing and nixing things for creative that it's from the sounds of things, it seems like he was in an advisory role to Triple H, but was nixing things.
Yeah, he's just like, nope, we're not doing that. Nope, we're not doing that. And be honest, that's probably the best place to be, you know? You'd be just a little Kevin Foggy sitting on top. Be like, nope. Yep, make sure that one gets all the powers.
Yeah, but they don't want him nixing things.
No. And now poor Vince has to go retire, probably a billionaire. But here's the thing. If anyone doesn't give a fuck about money, because I think Vince cares about money as far as bragging about it. You know, he's like, look, I'm rich, fuck you. But I think he'd rather have control. He would rather have control. I think so, too.
So, I imagine that he's still, like, I find it hard to believe that his son-in-law is not still checking in with him.
I mean,
and, like, running ideas by him. What do you think of this? Or you got any ideas for what I could do here?
Here's the thing. I think
it doesn't mean he's going to run with it, but I still think he's undeniably going to go to one of the greatest bookers of all time and be like, hey, what do you think?
I think it's the opposite. I think it's a really young kid who's absolutely fucking amazing at basically everything, and he's just going up to the old timers out of respect. You know, like if you ever been in a dojo and you see this old guy that's like 98, you're like, oh, please tell me about the wrist lock. But that young guy probably knows more about the wrist lock than the old guy, but he's just showing respect. I think it's more of that.
Yeah, that's what I think he's doing. Exactly, is that. And if Vince happens to give him a great idea, he'll probably run with it. But it's probably more one of those like, oh, yeah, and then like tuning out while he listens.
Yeah, and like I can see like at Thanksgiving, come on, Steph's like, come on, Paul, just ask him something. Ask him anything. It's like, Steph, I don't fucking want to. Come on, Paul, it's Thanksgiving. Don't fucking ruin it. And he's like, where do you think the Cody story should go? And Stephanie winks at him. That's my man. And he's like, well, it's about God time you asked me. I fucking thought we were going to fucking just eat potatoes here.
See, I imagined it from the other angle. I was imagining it like once he's cut off from creative, like he starts coming over to the house like every week on like Tuesday or Wednesday to just have dinner with the family. I want to see the grandkids. I'm retired now. I don't have much time. Blah blah blah. But then he's dinner. He's like playing with his food with his fork, and he's like,
Yeah,
I saw that segment with Cody. Where are you heading with that?
I thought you were here for the kids.
Oh, I am, but it's small talk. So.
Do you even know the kid's name?
Yeah, Joey and Todd and Sarah, or something. But what if Cody were to maybe do something different than that story? I have one in mind with Dewdrop.
Like Stephanie and Triple H, they work crazy hard. Their kids are, at Linda's. They just pull up and Vince is sitting there on their porch. I got some ideas to pass by you. We were just hoping to spend some time together. Hold hands, watch Netflix. All right, you hold hands and watch Netflix and write this down, okay?
I imagine that they're going to just have like a fax machine just set up in Hunter's office. And it's just going to be the fax for Vince. And Vince just faxes over ideas all the time, and it just piles up and goes straight into the little receptacle to get shredded immediately.
It's like, this is a good goddamn idea. So, and I imagine, it's not. Vince, we wish you nothing but the best. I'm Team Triple H when it comes to creative.
If he gets hard shut out, though, do you think he would start contacting other people to help with creative? Like how Russo and them did, where they just couldn't let go?
That's a possibility. I mean,
like if someone
does he start another takeover? He's like, God damn it, you can't let me fucking book. We're gonna fucking sell this to Disney.
Well, here's the thing: none of the three, there are three people who could possibly lend him an ear and pretend to listen to him, that give him that satisfaction, and that's Paul Heyman, Triple H, or HBK.
I don't know. I could see Paul Heyman heel turning. Vince, gotta go.
I could too. I could too. I think he's the least likely to listen to him.
It's like, bring. Hey, oh yeah, dude. Hey, man, just enjoy your retirement. Don't worry about us. We got this. Click.
I mean, with HBK is probably more likely to listen. They're spooning. He's like, just like the good days. So I got an idea for Braun. What if we called him Braun Steiner?
And HBK's like stuck in between. Be like, but Triple H is my best friend. I couldn't betray him like that. There's no way Vince is pitching calling him a Steiner. There's no way.
But Vince is like, come on, who's my little spoon?
He's like, but Daddy, Triple H will be angry. We'll be angry. Oh man.
I just wonder though, like if he'll be the same as most of the other bookers that once their company was no longer theirs, they desperately started to get involved in booking in any other company they could.
I mean,
and for Vince,
it would be insane.
With Vince, is it just, does Vince make his own new wrestling company?
I mean,
theoretically, if Vince wanted to, he could very easily start his own wrestling company.
He definitely could. The problem is, outside of his daddy's company, he's always failed. This is what a lot of people don't fucking tell you about Vince. He took over his dad's company and got a deal on the company while being in the biggest fucking region. They leave that part out of a self-made man.
Yeah.
But he gave up on the XFL. He gave up on the bodybuilding. He would be like, shoot it to the moon, and he'd be like, God damn it, now we got wrestling with cannonballs and naked women. You shoot cannons at the naked women. Vince would just have to do it wrestling. It's extreme! And then, like, it would fucking bomb after week one. And then
I do think it would bomb. I do think it would bomb, but I think undeniably, I think that he has the sway, the swagger, the connections, and the money to probably be able to get a shitty TV deal.
Do you think No, he'll definitely get a TV deal. He's hooked up in that audience. I bet you it would be a great TV deal.
Yeah, I imagine NBC. That they would present it as like Vince McMahon's and then the title of the wrestling show.
Vince McMahon's WrestleFest. Vince
Yeah,
McMahon's
and
WrestleMania.
it would just be Vince's
Oh, no,
wrestling
no, no. There's
show.
no way he adds the word wrestling. It's Vince McMahon Sports Entertainment.
Oh God.
VMSE. We got this, boys.
Honestly, with the way he books and writes now, he should just try and sell. If he decides to make his own company, he should just try and sell it to a network as a daytime soap, and just run dailies.
He'd be
He
like,
doesn't sleep anyways. He'd love it.
he's like, we're on it. We're on it. Oh, man. But we wish him nothing but the best. But yeah, I think TKO kind of bamboozled him. So in the
Oh
comments,
yeah, they got him.
TKO bamboozled him or did not bamboozle him. You know, I know, like, it's usually people that don't have money are like, but he's got tons of money. But once you have a certain amount of money, you want more than just that. And I
Vince
think
is
Vince wants
obsessed with his job in wrestling. I don't think he knows how to live without it.
What do you think his new hobby is? Like, my thing is,
Well,
do you think
dyeing
he
his
starts
mustache.
a podcast? Do you think he starts a podcast? No, he wouldn't start a podcast. Maybe
God, could
just
you
yelling.
imagine?
Oh, he would definitely get canceled
I
in
would
10
listen
seconds.
to his podcast.
Oh, I would too. But
Every fucking week, I would listen to that man's.
here's the thing: he would probably be coked out of his mind an 8-hour podcast where it's just yelling at people. It doesn't even make sense. Like,
I don't know. I think it's got to be with someone as a handler. But here's a question though.
yeah,
What if he gets ousted, or after this, and Shane approaches him and he's like, "Hey, remember how I wanted to buy ECW? Remember how I wanted to do this? What if now we do it? What if now we buy this one and we go into business?"
they got NWA, AEW.
Well, not NWA. NWA's got the TV deal and it's owned by a guy with a huge ego. No
Yeah.
offense.
I don't
Actually,
know.
he's
Oh, what
probably
about
not that
Impact,
bad,
dude?
but
What if he just buys Impact?
that's possible.
Just go over there, buy some Impact, be like, hey, how you doing? This is Vince McMahon's Impact. Because here's the thing: there's no way Vince doesn't put his name on it.
Oh no, absolutely, his name goes on. But I don't think it would be Impact. I think if Shane came to him trying to pitch for them to do one, it would have to be someone smaller, like someone who hasn't already been labeled a failure by Vince.
Like GCW or one of those
Yeah,
guys.
like if you try and get him to do it with one he already sees as a failure, I think he instantly writes the idea off.
Or does he just? I think he starts his own thing. I don't know.
I think him starting his own is also possible.
But
I
if-
really do think if he gets ousted, there's no way he can walk away from wrestling.
And here's the thing: do you think? What do you think his hobby is? Are you thinking RC cars, painting?
I guarantee you
jerseys?
his hobby is the best. Actually, you know what? The best thing they could get for this man is an assistant to sit there and book an EFED game for him, and just sit there and book an EFED game for him while he plays it all day.
He's like, I got this.
Yeah, just get him hooked on some EFED game
And
because he's his whole life's been wrestling. All he does
Yeah.
is work out, try to bang women younger than him, force himself on women sometimes,
allegedly,
give them money afterwards,
allegedly,
and then
I love that people paint him
book
as a
wrestling.
saint. Oh man, Vince, I hope you find happiness wherever you go, but you're losing power.